Welcome back to Paper Route presented by I Am Athlete. Sitting here with me is Ashley Nicole Moss, Corey in the cut, Woo Out West, and BC in the booth. And obviously we have Mander Legend, who you guys will never see. He doesn't like the camera. It's Juneteenth, guys.
It is.
It's Juneteenth. You see my shirt? You guys didn't even say anything. I've been in the studio with you guys for an hour, and you haven't recognized my Juneteenth shirt.
We always love House of Athlete merch.
There you go. So this is my Juneteenth shirt. What a amazing day, you know, and it feels good for our nation to finally recognize it as a national holiday. It's been a couple years, right?
Absolutely. Special day, special episode.
Special episode. Basketball season's over, which means what, Ashley?
Football season.
It's football season. Yes.
Finally here.
Y'all could finally get your licks back in terms of knowledge. I respect that.
That's how you feel? You feel like you won. You feel like you won the NBA season?
I don't feel like I won. I know that I won.
That's debatable, and that's a poll. Who won? Who won the NBA talk? Ashley Nicole Moss, Brandon Marshall, or Corey in the cut? Please put that poll out for us, JP.
Sure, you want to do that?
I'm
Probably
positive.
like 1 or 2 dubs.
Okay.
I feel like I got
Just
a
let
chance.
the record show that I did ask him if he wanted to do that, and he said yes. So whatever the results are, the results are. Just want to put that out there.
All right, so now that basketball season's over, Ashley is right. We're going to have some strong conversations around the NFL. And we're going to continue to add amazing contributors to the platform to talk about all sports. But it's NFL season, so there's going to be some cool people that we'll be sitting down with to push the conversation forward. But Corey, before we move forward with all of that, I feel like we have to do a special edition of the I Am Athlete presented by Paper Route, or Paper Route presented by I Am Athlete, NFL Power Rankings.
Oh, okay.
Can I take y'all through like 32 teams?
That's a lot of teams, but that's the NFL, so let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, it may take an hour.
That's a lot of time, but we got it.
You gonna be here with me?
We got the time.
All right, you got the time.
We've missed football season anyway, so this should be fun, right?
Let's do it. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Corey, how you want to start? How you want me to get in? Do you want to?
How about we start at the bottom? You want to start at the bottom and then get all the way to the top, so we can add like a little, add a little suspense to it.
All right, here we go. At 32, Ashley, I wanted to be petty and be messy and put this team at 32.
Better not be the Dallas Cowboys. That's all I know, but go ahead.
No, it's not that. Can you guess what team I wanted to put at 32?
If I had to go through the people you dislike that are part of certain organizations, are the Raiders 32?
I wanted to put the Raiders at 32. I wanted to be petty.
Messy.
I wanted to get messy, but I couldn't do it.
Okay.
But
32 would have been nuts, though, Brandon.
I know. The Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh.
Arizona Cardinals are at the bottom of the barrel.
Wow.
And this is
They're in bad shape.
It's not it shouldn't be a surprise to people because of the situation. You have your starting quarterback recovering from an ACL, and we don't know when he's going to come back, and when he does come back, what type of Kyler Murray are we going to get? When you think about Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, you think about like the human joystick. You think about Michael Vick, right? So it may take him time to get back there. You got to also understand no DeAndre Hopkins. They let him go.
Correct. And
then on the defensive side, J.J. Watt retires. And then you have your star player on that side, Budda Baker, that's looking to be traded. Or at least he said that, right?
That's the word on the curb.
Yep.
That's the word. So, you know, I have the Arizona Cardinals at 32. I wasn't going to be petty and put the Las Vegas Raiders there. But you got to look at this team and say, not looking good for them.
Yeah, it's tough. Because they might, like you said, they might not even have Kyler Murray week 1. It's looking like Colt McCoy might even be the day 1 starter. And who knows for how many weeks until Kyler Murray is actually healthy. So
And I like Colt.
it's tough. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I mean, we saw him, show up pretty big in certain games last year when Kyler Murray went down. But he's not Kyler Murray.
Yep.
I mean, but even Kyler Murray can't perform miracles. There's nothing there.
Right.
There's nothing there. It is a graveyard in Arizona. So
Brandon Marshall here, Ashley Nicole Moss, Corey in the cut, Faction Talk, Sirius XM, Channel 103. This is the Paper Route Power Rankings edition. Let's go to 31. Feel good about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Feel sorry for Marquise Brown actually. Before we move forward, dang, what could have been with him in Baltimore? But go ahead, 31.
Right. Baltimore, but also even with the Cardinals too, right? Like
Yeah,
your guy's down, so still a good situation for him. He didn't have fun. He didn't seem to enjoy his time in Baltimore. 31. Any guesses there? Woo? Anybody? Corey? Ashley?
31. The Packers?
Or the Bucks.
Y'all might be surprised where I have the Packers.
No, it's not the Bucks. Hold on.
Who was? Oh, the Texans.
Yeah.
Oh
Titans.
yes, that was gonna be my next guess.
Titans.
I was thinking Texas.
I don't even.
I was thinking Tennessee.
Whoa!
Dang, Tennessee that deep?
No.
Far
The
enough.
Texans made
got
some
King
moderate but impactful moves in free agency. They added a few wide receivers, and then obviously they go out there and they get Bryce Young. Bryce Young, I do believe, is going to have a good NFL career. Now, great is to be determined. We need to see this young man out there
That's fair.
and see how he does it, right? Because you can have the greatest college career, have the pedigree and all of that stuff, but then you get into an NFL situation and not get it done because it's not just about you, it's about ownership. Are they going to make the right decisions? And I would say the Texans have shown us over the last 6 years or so that
decision making is not their strong suit.
right. Now, head coach, they do bring in their head coach. A lot of people wanted him. He comes back to the Texans. He played in with the Texans. So, I do believe in him, Corey. But I don't believe in this team. So that's why I have him here at 31. But we'll see. We'll see what Bryce is able to bring to the table here.
Yeah, John Mechie, he's a guy who we might be seeing at the NFL level for the first time. He was that receiver out of Alabama, and unfortunately had some
Y'all,
medical
I
issues.
think I'm getting drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. A Kansas City number is calling me on my phone. I don't know anybody from KC. Maybe this is the
think
call
I'm
I've been
getting
waiting for.
Would you stop? It's like Casey.
But
They don't need DeAndre Hopkins anymore. Now they're calling me. It's over, baby. Let's go.
And you're not getting drafted.
You
But
don't know that.
Brandon, I think this is a good spot. It's just like you look at their weapons on offense, and there's just a lack thereof. Like I said, Mechie is going to be interesting to see what he could do. In his first action, really.
Tell the people the
NFL level.
story. Tell the people the story. About
What was it? Was it leukemia that
Yes.
he was diagnosed with?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
and he found that out as soon as he got to the Houston Texans. So that really took him out of his rookie year. He didn't have a rookie year because of it. And then I think he's actually, as of late, I think in OTAs now he was dealing with like a hamstring injury, something like that, some soft tissue. But he'll be able to participate in camp. But he's a guy, like I said, I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing what he can do at the next level. But yeah, just going down their roster. I mean, a guy like Noah Brown, he was a former Cowboy. He's gonna have an opportunity there. But it's just like, yeah, they're just lacking a lot. They're lacking a lot on the offensive end. So 31 is reasonable. 31 makes sense.
Carolina Panthers.
Really?
I mean, why would you put them higher?
I would have put him in at least low 20s.
Really?
Yeah, like
Yeah, you think
27, 28. You have him at 30?
I have them at 30. I think ESPN may have them a little higher than me. I think PFF have them a little higher than me. But no, I have the Carolina Panthers at 30. And because you got to look at, like, there's teams that's, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Packers, the Colts. You have the Bears, you have the Broncos, you have Washington, you have the Falcons. So when you look at the bottom of the barrel, you got to look at like the potential of these teams, right? So I'm projecting what these teams are going to be. I just have higher hopes for some of those other teams that are at the bottom of the barrel.
So you put the Carolina Panthers below like the Rams, who have lost like basically their entire team?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'd have the Rams before the Panthers for
think the
sure.
Panthers-
And
They might
you
have a
guys,
promising season.
hold on. I think you guys didn't help me. You guys didn't correct me. I was talking about the Houston Texans, right? Mm-hmm. And I said Bryce Young. The Houston Texans had C.J. Stroud. What happened, Corey? You supposed to help me out?
No. I must have just heard.
He must have just not been listening. He tuned you out,
I guess.
He tuned me out. So C.J. Stroud with the
C.J. Stroud.
Texans.
I feel like I
Right,
heard
but it's
C.J.
still the
Stroud.
same situation. Now we're sitting here with the Carolina Panthers sitting in at the 30th position. Now the Carolina Panthers, They have an opportunity to be really good. But look at this division. You have Tampa.
Tampa's not going to be that good.
But I believe in Todd Bowles in that defense. But we'll discuss this
Okay.
right now.
Like it must be the defense.
But you have Tampa. You also have who else there? The Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Saints will be decent. I'm not
The Saints
sold
would
on
be
Derek
the
Carr,
Falcons,
but
So that's understandable.
I'm not. I think the Falcons and the Panthers are probably in the same situation.
Listen, there's going to be a lot of action in a few divisions, and I think this is a division that we need to pay attention to. When you think about Bryce Young has an opportunity to come in and contribute right away. But I just don't believe in the Carolina Panthers
Interesting.
to start the season off hot, right? You have a young quarterback, and this is going to be tough. And what you'll see a common thread in my power ranking is going to be like how powerful these quarterbacks are. I'm a guy that do believe young talent can come in and contribute right away, but I'm not betting on a young quarterback to come in and lead the way. So like when you look at this division, right? The Saints have who? They have Derek Carr.
Yeah.
The Falcons have, you already know, always mess up his name. What's his name?
Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder. I believe in this kid. Nobody probably even knows his name, just like I never know his name, always botch his name. But there's a few people around the NFL that's extremely high on this kid that think he can do a phenomenal job. And then the last team in this division, I know it's the Tampa Bay Bucks and our guy Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, he just has more experience. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
And he showed well when he was with the Rams last year, right? Didn't he have a couple good games? So I from a quarterback standpoint, I like them. I think those teams are ahead of the Panthers. Any pushback there?
I just can't believe, because I'm sure this team might be coming up soon, but the Commanders and how you've been feeling
I'm
about
pushing.
their quarterback situation.
I was with you until you got to 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because so basically you're saying that Sam Howell, I should have asked you who the Commanders quarterback was. But
That's
you
right.
think that they'll have a better season than the Panthers?
Another common thread. Quarterback. The value is here. How the importance of a quarterback is here.
Yeah.
When that dips, how do you maintain or rise to the top? Defense.
Yeah.
Commanders is one of those teams. You have Coach Rivera in that defense. They're going to be in some ball games. So that's why I have the Commanders where I have them, in which I haven't revealed that yet. But there's some teams that have, no quarterback or decent play at the quarterback position, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but their defense could potentially be top 5, top 10, right? So that's why I have them there. All right. Anything else on the Panthers?
Panthers, man, like I said,
Seems to be.
No, we're just disagreeing, but
'Cause
that's
look-
all right.
'cause
We
look at
got
their
we got
offense.
29 more teams left to see if you
Right.
can redeem yourself. So go ahead.
Because I think you forget the free agent acquisitions they made, right? Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Miles Sanders, the running back from Philly,
Okay.
and they got the tight end Hayden Hurst, and their number 3 wide receiver is Terrence Marshall Jr.
How many yards did DJ have last year?
They signed Von Bell.
Who's it? DJ Chark?
Von Bell. That was a big deal.
Yeah,
Leaving Cincy.
yeah.
That was a big deal.
They got some players. I mean, of course, it takes more than I guess a handful of players, but I think their offense at least has a chance to be explosive.
I agree.
But
DJ Chark had 502 yards last year.
Okay.
I
All right. Where was
It's
he
all right.
last year?
think wasn't he hurt though? Wasn't he dealing with injuries? How many games played? I don't think he played. That
Oh,
many
no, you're
games.
right. 11 played, 10 started.
Yeah. So I mean, he played for what, about 60% of the season, 70%.
All right. Here we go, guys. The
All right,
paper
29.
route power ranking, NFL power ranking edition. All right. This one may shock a few people, but it shouldn't be surprising.
Okay. This is 29.
This is 29. Well, actually, this isn't the one. This the Raiders. So take everything I just said leading
Wow.
up into this announcement. The Las Vegas Raiders are sitting at 29. You know this, Ashley. I could have easily put them at 32. I don't believe in Josh McDaniels. And they still have a big question mark around their quarterback position, right? Jimmy Garoppolo. Is he going to be okay? Like, this is a guy that just had surgery in March.
It's true. They had to put that what's it called? Disclaimer essentially in his contract.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if they want to, they can walk away. I don't see that happening. Josh McDaniels can't put himself in a terrible position here, but a lot of guys aren't happy there. You know, Josh McDaniels is trying to figure out how to be, a people's person and bring this whole thing together. Is he smart? Extremely smart. Does he know ball better than 95% of the people out there?
Mm-hmm.
Will he put the team in position? Absolutely. But when you go through some hard stuff during a football season, starting in camp, there needs to be relationships. There needs to be chemistry. And that's the stuff that gets you through those times. And Josh McDaniels haven't been able to figure that out as when he was the head coach with the Denver Broncos, and even his first run with his first couple years with the Las Vegas Raiders. So that's why I have them there. Now we're going to go to the Rams. Sitting at 28. And this is what I meant to say.
Okay.
Or I wanted to hold for the Rams. Some people would be shocked here. Are you guys shocked that I have the Los Angeles Rams this low?
No.
Anybody surprised?
No,
I'm kind
not.
of surprised you got them over the Raiders, though.
I'm surprised at where they are in terms of being low, but I'm not surprised they were low. I personally had them at 30.
Yeah, I think the Rams. I mean, it's looking rough for them. I think where did I have the Rams? I had them a little higher, believe it or not. I had them a little higher only because I think Stafford's gonna bounce back.
But they traded Jalen Ramsey.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they added Hunter Long. Okay, I guess 94 snaps last season.
I just think with Matt Stafford,
they
and
just
Sean
took
McVay,
they took a whole step back in their offseason, like in multiple ways. I just don't know what's there.
Well, go ahead, Brandon. What you gonna say?
Well, I mean, you got Matthew Stafford. He's coming back.
Sean McVay, man. It's just,
Cooper Kupp's going to be healthier.
Right.
So you'll have a chance there. You have Aaron Donald's going to be healthier. This dude can win a game by himself, a couple games by himself. He's that disruptive up front. You saw Jalen Ramsey come out a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week, and said that he's the best player in the NFL or the best defensive player ever, right? And so you have that guy coming back. And so you're going to be competitive. And you have Sean McVay. Sean McVay, his philosophy, his style, can put a team in position. Offensively, the misdirection, the pace at what they go, the Rams will be competitive, but they won't be the Rams that we saw. And you got to think about this too. And it's not bad. If I was an owner, if I was a general manager, I would probably adopt what the Rams did over the last 6 years. They bought themselves a Super Bowl. A lot of teams try to do this in all sports and they can't get it done. But they're like, we got this small window. Even them as coaches, general managers, head coaches, if you're not competitive, if you're not good in the first 3 years, you're done. Nowadays, you only get 2 years, right? So now you look at the Rams, they go out there and they trade all these pieces because they believe this veteran player, Von Miller or whoever, OBJ, is more valuable than this first-round pick or the second-round pick. We don't know what these kids are going to be, right? Just talked about that with Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud as these quarterbacks is coming in. Okay, yeah, great. You're QB1 or potentially QB1 going into the year. But I don't know if you're better than, these other quarterbacks in the league. I got to see it. So the Rams did a phenomenal job, and I feel like there might be books written on how the Rams, willed and dealed. But now they got to start all over.
That is true.
Salary cap challenges, and you saw that. That's why they had to move Jalen Ramsey and a few other pieces, a few other players. And also they don't have a lot of assets. They traded them all away. So that's why I have the Rams sitting there at 28. This one breaks my heart.
Does it?
The next one breaks my heart.
I think I know who's coming next.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate to have this team this low. And this is a team I circle, and I'm going to circle it again. This is a team that I truly believe is going to shoot up my paper route power rankings, Ashley Nicole Moss, like this. Shoot up like this.
Okay.
Okay? There's a few teams here.
Okay.
Can you guess what team I'm really passionate about? And they're in the AFC.
Denver Broncos?
Nope.
Seattle Seahawks?
Nope. AFC.
Oh, sorry.
Ashley.
That's NFC. Wait, AFC?
Corey.
Wait, don't stop.
I'll say
Okay.
my initial guess
Jets
was
is
wrong.
not going to be that low.
The Jets may be number 1 on my power rankings, Ashley. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. It's not the Miami
You said
Dolphins.
the
That's for damn
AFC?
sure.
Nope, AFC.
That you're really passionate about.
Well, when I say passionate about it, like
Maybe-
let me say it. Let me rephrase it this way. I believe this team is going to potentially be that dark horse, that black. What is it? Is it dark horse or black?
Oh no.
Is it dark horse or black sheep? What
Dark-
is it?
Dark horse. It's dark
the
The
horse.
dark horse. This is the dark horse right here. There's a couple dark horses. Who's the Detroit Lions of last year? Who's the
Colts?
Jackson?
Yep.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yep.
ding.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
I was
Okay.
gonna let him be dramatic.
Defense.
I didn't know he was passionate about them. That's what
Yeah.
threw me off.
Passionate owner. Doesn't always get it right. Makes some mistakes himself personally. But he's passionate. Definitely wants to win. General manager, Chris Ballard. Chris Ballard, one of the best general managers in all of football. Top 5 general manager. Head coach. Believe in the head coach. Then you bring in this young quarterback. I'm not high on these young quarterbacks. But he can potentially be a guy that comes in and contribute right away. Anthony Richardson. Running game. The running back's healthier. When this running back's healthy, he may be the best running back in football. Offensive line is healthier. They added some pieces there.
Okay.
Defensively, another team. Remember, Corey, when the quarterback is here, when you don't have that quarterback up here, if that defense can go here, you have a chance. You have a defense that plays around with greatness. Over the last 5 years, this is a defense that, are we going to be top 5? We're going to be top 3? Oh, yeah, we're 7. Where we at? I really like this defense. I love how they play football. Yeah. So the Colts is at 27. It breaks my heart to have them here, but I can see this team potentially being in, maybe coming in somewhere around 17, 18, 19, come week 5, week 6.
Okay. I'm actually not mad at that. I had them 29, so.
But can you see what I see as far as them potentially being the team that shoot up the paper route power rankings, Ashley?
Yes. I think the potential's there for sure.
Yo, I was shocked. I was shocked, Corey. I was shocked, Woo. I was shocked, Ashley, when I did my work and I did my research and I saw where all these other experts had this team. Way too high. Way too high.
We talking about this next team, 26.
The next team. See if you guys can guess it. They lose a once in a generation player. And then all of a sudden you want to put this team.
The Bucks?
No, that's a good one though. That's a good one.
Oh, I know who's coming next.
Who?
Falcons?
The Packers.
The Falcons. Who the Falcons lose?
That's true.
Marcus Mariota.
Who you got?
No, I'm kidding.
The Packers.
The Packers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Packers.
So I got the Packers sitting here at 26. I'm not sure why the ESPNs of the world, the PFFs of the world, the Athletics of the world, and so many others have the Packers higher than this. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm surprised you have them higher than the Panthers.
yeah, because
I'm surprised you have them higher than the Colts.
they got some stuff going on defense, and offense, and also I like their offense. Their starting with the coach, meaning their coach, right? Jordan Love is the wild card. Everything coming out of the Green Bay, Ashley, is
Comes down to him.
Yo, this dude took it to another level. Every week he's going to another level. I don't know how many levels there are in football at the quarterback position, but it
Yeah.
seems like every week, their coaches and their players saying, "Oh, he went to another level. Oh, he went to another level." Could Jordan Love be the answer? We will see. Any pushback with the Packers?
I mean, I just still can't
No.
believe the
I just
Commanders
can't believe they're
haven't popped
higher
up.
than, yeah.
Go ahead, Corey.
No, I'm just surprised that you got them having a better. Having the Commanders having a better season than the Green Bay Packers, and the Colts, and the Rams, and the Raiders. But we'll see. We'll see where you place them. Hopefully, their names being called soon.
All right, at 25, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a hard one for me.
Interesting.
Lose Tom Brady. They look like shit last year. And then you insert Baker Mayfield. Yeah. Baker Mayfield, he looked good at times with the Rams. I feel like he made a huge mistake by leaving. I feel like he should have been the quarterback in waiting. He should have just sat there and let things play out with Matthew Stafford because everybody was raving about Baker Mayfield. So now the question is, can Baker Mayfield in sunny South Florida or Central Florida, can he bring that same juice that he had out in Hollywood, in L.A.? Can he bring that? Because on the other side, you have Todd Bowles. And I'm telling y'all something. Todd Bowles and his defense, they're going to be good. And they're going to be good again. I should say that, good again. They're always good. They're always good. Last year they had a little drop off. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was it Super Bowl hangover type thing.
I mean, maybe, but
they're still going off of that. I don't know, but you still got the guys coming. You got guys coming back. So I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sitting at 25. Corey, any pushback there?
I had a question. I was like, what are the odds that Baker Mayfield is benched at one point in this season?
Who's the backup quarterback?
Honestly speaking,
who's their backup quarterback?
It's the guy from Florida.
It's not good, Ashley. Remember the video we showed?
That is true.
A couple weeks ago?
In what was it, OTAs?
Trask is done.
I mean, he looks like he couldn't hit the side of a bus. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
it was pretty bad.
Yeah. This is gonna be an interesting quarterback. Right? Didn't we put it in quotes? Competition in
Kyle
Tampa.
Trask.
Kyle Trask.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the fact that none of us knows his name really is a problem. The fact that we have footage out on their quarterbacks overthrowing their receivers and the tight ends and running backs and routes on air, that's a problem. So, I mean, like, you bench Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I can see it. The chances are high. You know why? Because if they go out there and they're not having success, you want to see what you get. Mm-hmm. So you got Kyle, who's in his second year, right? Corey, is this second year or they drafted him? This is his second year. They drafted him last year.
Yes.
Last year was his rookie year. Mm-hmm.
Right. So you want to see what you get. So I can see this happening for sure. I can also see Coach Bowles potentially giving Kyle just reps, period, right?
Because this is the future.
I don't think this organization isn't, going out there thinking that they can go win a championship, right? Like, they went out there, they got Tom Brady, they landed Tom Brady, they win a Super Bowl in his first year there. Hey, if you got to go a couple more years at the bottom of the barrel, I'll take that. You wouldn't take that?
Yeah, no.
I mean, yeah,
I think
it's
it might
not
be worth it. Yeah, it might be worth it.
It's not worth it. I'm just still surprised that you have.
The
you
Panthers?
still haven't. Yeah, first of all, that you have the Bucks higher than the Panthers. That you have the Colts higher than the Panthers. You haven't named the Commanders yet.
Yeah, I'm like, are they having a breakout
Are they
year?
like top 10 for you? Like, what? I don't understand what's going on with this power ranking list.
So
but continue.
So you mentioned the Panthers. Guess who I have at 24?
Yeah, hope to God it's the Commanders.
It is the Commanders.
Why are they that high?
I'm like, they have to be coming soon.
Why are they that high?
Please give us your reason.
Riverboat Ron. Have you not heard of
Riverboat Ron?
Yeah, Ron Rivera.
Riverboat Ron was there last year. Where were they?
I know.
Where they've been the last couple years.
Right. Like, well, I don't understand how you can have them that high because of Ron Rivera. Like, have you not been watching?
I know. Listen, and we talk about the quarterback position. What's the name of the quarterback?
Sam Howell.
Mm-hmm. So Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett is a fill-in quarterback, a quarterback that is respected as a backup, but it's a quarterback that can come in and hold it down in this transition year, right? New ownership comes in, so this team didn't go out and make any big moves in free agency. They didn't do anything crazy in the draft, like move up and try to go get this person or that person. They're kind of just sitting there, right? So this is a year where this organization like, look, we can go out there and be competitive, but they're not expecting to win. With that being said, I like their wide receivers. I like the opportunity they have in the running game. And again, football is so simple for me. A lot of times we come out here on these shows and we make it too complex. It becomes too robust. At the end of the day, in football, it comes down to simple things like starting in the trenches. Can we protect our quarterback? Can we get to the quarterback? Can we run the ball? Can we stop the run? Okay. Do we have a quarterback that can make the right decisions in the right moments? Can he manage the game? You don't always need to have a Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. Okay. So I look at this team starting with Coach Rivera. Coach Rivera, longtime defensive coordinator, becomes a longtime head coach now, respected at the fullest, at the highest as a defensive guru. So that defense is always going. That front seven is tough. Okay, so I believe that this defense is going to be competitive and potentially a top 10 defense. And what Jacoby potentially going into that starting quarterback role with those type of guys out there at the receiver position, to me, this is not far off for them to be at 24. Now, a lot of people, and obviously you guys are in this bucket. A lot of people are gonna look at me and be like, they're way too high, way too high. I think they're going to justify this position as the season rolls along. Can I get any validation there? Can I get you guys to agree?
I tell you what, you mentioned the receiver room. I do like Terry McLaurin. You like Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a most underrated receiver.
I still can't get with it, but
he's definitely underrated.
He's the most underrated receiver in the league. No, Tyler Lockett is the most underrated receiver. Terry McLaurin is too.
I was looking at Scary Terry. That's what they call him. I was looking
Scary
at his stats.
Terry.
Yeah, he's had 1,000 yards for the last 3 years. 1,000 yards over 75 catches.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Let me go back. 32, the paper route, NFL Power Ranking Edition, brought to you by Paper Route, presented by I Am Athlete, Ashley Nicole Moss, Corey in the cut, Woo Out West, BC in the back, Mander Legend, here on YouTube, SiriusXM, Faction Talk Channel 103. If you are now joining us, okay, we're doing some work. The show is kind of quiet. We're throttling. It's called crescendoing. Basketball season's over. Football season is here. No more distractions. Okay, Messi's in town.
Not
Messi's
yet.
coming to America.
Almost.
Okay, so you got some stuff there. I don't know if anybody watching baseball.
No, not yet.
Nobody's
Baseball.
watching
I'm
baseball.
watching the Subway Series.
I was going to
That's
say
about
the Subway
it.
Series.
Whatever that is.
You don't know what the Subway Series
Who's the
is?
Subway
Who's
Series?
up
When the
for
Mets and the Yankees play each other.
Blah. I mean, is the Mets any good?
I mean,
No.
they won a game.
Are they winning?
They
this
won
season?
a game? What,
No,
you mean
like in the series.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you got the Subway Series. But we are here now. So before we can really dive into all of football, we have to lay the foundation, right? Infrastructure, Ashley. You can't just go out there and run. We can't just go out there and talk about football. We got to put everybody in their position. So that's why the power rankings are so critical. So, guys, stay with us as we roll out these teams. Then we're going to then chop it up, put the graphics behind it, put it out online, and let you guys debate. Just the same way we're debating. Ashley's sitting here doing her work. She's
No,
looking
I'm
at
not.
this
I'm
team.
looking at
That's what
power
I'm saying.
rankings.
You're doing your work.
Yeah. I thought you were like other work. No.
Right. You're doing your work.
I'm reading about your picks and seeing if I agree with them or not.
All right, Ashley, here we go. So 32 is the Arizona Cardinals. 31, I have the Texans. At 30, I have the Panthers.
Wrong.
Ashley hated this. I have the Raiders at 29. Wasn't a huge debate here.
Wrong.
The Rams at 28. We were okay there.
I'm okay.
Everybody was okay there. The Colts at 27.
I'm okay.
You're okay there. Packers at 26.
I'm okay.
Okay. Tampa Bay Bucks. This is where it got interesting because,
this
like,
is-
how do you have this team above this?
a little high.
The Tampa Bay Bucks
A little
at
high.
26.
we'll
Then
get
at
to it.
20, hold on. No, 25 was the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah, and then 24, you got the Commanders.
24, I have the Commanders. Is that
Wrong.
their name?
Yeah. For now,
Well, for now, yeah, right.
Did
Might-
they
might be
trademark
a
it? Did they get the
placeholder.
trademark yet?
they're gonna have to change it. I read.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting for basically their request to go through.
So they don't have the name.
They might potentially have to change it because they don't have the trademark.
All right, I might have to move them down on my power ranking because if the team like this decision
That makes you move them down on your power
Right.
ranking.
If we
The
can't-
fact that
if
they
we
own
can't-
their name.
like if we can't secure a name within 3 years, it's been like 3 years since they went from first they were like the Washington football team, and they held that down for 2 years, and then they became the Commanders. Like if you guys don't know how the trademarking process, how the hell can you guys manage the cap? How can you make the right decisions? It's a lot going on there, but I'm gonna keep them there. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Trademarking process is hard, Ashley. Have you ever trademarked anything?
No, but I plan on it.
Okay,
But I'm going to keep it a secret.
Don't do what they did. Okay,
Got it.
All right, 23. Some of you guys are going to look at me and say it's way too high. Way too high. The Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, I was hoping it was at least coming soon.
Why you?
I mean, I was because
They're a little high.
Higher,
Yeah, they're a little high for me, but I'm not mad at them being in the 20s. I just had them a little.
There's potential.
I had them a little bit lower.
I honestly had them a lot lower.
Y'all know I don't watch college football like that, but I do like this running back kid, and I don't know how to pronounce his first name. Is it Bijan Robinson?
Bijan Robinson.
Okay, Bijan Robinson, and you have the tight end that a lot of people said is going to redefine the position, and you have this quarterback and you have the receiver out there from USC.
Yeah, Drake London. Kyle Pitts and Drake London.
Ashley, this is going to be one of those teams. I'm telling you right now. So, yes, I will say this. They are high when you compare my power rankings to all the other experts out there.
Yes.
But like we always talk on this show, I like this. The will of an athlete, looking the guy in his eyes. Go back to early spring. I'm out there in Laguna Beach. All these quarterbacks are out there.
Oh, the infamous story. Here we go, guys.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, you have Barkley. Just and the list goes on and on and on. Who else was out there? Sam, what's his name?
Did you say Willis was there too?
Everybody, rookies, all that.
Yeah.
And then there was this guy, what's his name again?
That quarterback I just mentioned?
For the Falcons.
Oh, Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder. I walked up to him, said, "Hey, guy, how are you? Are you like on the host committee?"
Oh my God.
He said, "No." He said, "No.
Host committee.
I'm the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons." So then I run over to Jordan Palmer, who was holding this event. I'm like, "That's the quarterback? Tell me about it." He said, "Oh, Brandon. Let me tell you about this guy. This guy's special."
Something special.
So I said, "Okay, let me watch him." Because I'm like emceeing it. He goes out there. First of all, his poise, his demeanor. This is where the I thing come out the wheel. How composed he was, how confident he was, and even how he responded to my foolishness when I walked up to him, thinking this dude was on the host committee or he was the damn on a nonprofit team. I don't know who this guy is. I still don't even know his name. Every time we talk about the Atlanta Falcons, I always go to you, Corey, and say, what's his name
again? Yeah.
Okay, Ridder is his name?
Ridder, yeah.
Okay, so you got Ridder. So then he goes out there, Ashley, when I tell you, and I had 17 quarterbacks. 17 quarterbacks threw me a ball in my 13-year NFL career. I probably had more quarterbacks than any other wide receiver to ever play the game.
Yeah.
So I know quarterbacks. This dude can play. And he has the weapons. Okay? So I like Calais Campbell's there, Bud Dupree's over there, right? You got KE over there. You got some guys on the defensive side. They had a good draft starting with B. Robinson. So people are going to look at me and say I'm foolish for having Atlanta Falcons sitting here at 23. But this could be the Jacksonville Jaguars of last year. This could be the Detroit Lions of last year. Okay? So yes, they may be high right now, but they will justify this position and potentially even move up as the year go on. Because what division are they in? We already talked about the Saints. We talked about the Carolina Panthers. And who else is in there? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
That division could be up for grabs. All you have is the Saints with the experience.
I think the Saints are going to take it. But
so you got them second in that division.
Yeah,
it just depends. It depends on how good Bryce Young and the Panthers are. Because I think that if they end up gelling and Bryce Young ends up being all that he was at the college level at the next level, then they could potentially be flirting.
I think 2 and 3 Panthers, Falcons, regardless of where you have who, where, at what point in time, that's going to be a flip flop all season. I think it's a shoe-in that Tampa's last.
Yeah, right. And then the Saints
I think it's a shoe-in that the Saints are first. I think 2 and 3 are going to flip flop back to back, week to week. Like it's going to come down to the wire.
That's fair.
Okay, talk about where these teams land. Falcons at 23. 22, the Dallas Cowboys.
That's insane.
I'm just playing.
I had to register for a second. I was like, wait. Not at 22.
Oh, I was about to be like, get me off this set right now. Like, stop playing with me. Okay.
No, I don't got the
Just checking.
No, but we talked about flip-flopping. I do like what you just said there. I have the Saints sitting here at 22.
Right above them.
Now, this team, depending on their health, because they are aging. You have Michael Thomas coming back, but you are surrounded by these young guns. You know the why you got Alvin Kamara. You know, he's what, year 6, so he's at that. Is it year 6? I believe. Can you fact check that? I think he's like year 6, so he's at that age at the running back position where everybody's watching. Like, is there going to be a drop off? Alvin Kamara the last 2 years been a little bit banged up. Pause. We can see him hungry and come out and have a legendary run. So we'll see there. You got Cam Jordan on the other side. That defense again, Demario Davis. I'm telling you. If you look at the second half of their seasons over the last 6 years, they find a way to become the most elite defense in all of football. Now you insert Derek Carr. Derek Carr, do you believe in him or not? That's the biggest question mark.
Yeah.
Because the offense, there's a lot of sophistication around this offense. I like Dennis Allen as the head coach. And then he spent time with John Gruden this offseason. Everybody's all up in arms. What is John Gruden doing down in the bayou?
Not the bayou.
That's what you ain't hear that story. He was down there working with him. And everybody was all pissed off. Why is he down there working with Derek Carr?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the bayou.
The bayou. Do you have anything there? Fact check yet? Nothing?
You talking about for who? Alvin Kamara?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara. Is it 6 years?
He's going into 7.
He's going into 7.
Any question marks about Michael Thomas?
It's always question marks when you – I mean, he's missed a lot of time over the last 2-3 years. But I'll tell you this. I've never seen a guy work so hard. And every once in a while, he'll hit me up maybe once a year and be like, yo, what was this that you were doing when you were here? Very curious guy. He spends all his time, like, watching film, getting massages, recovering, or working out. Like, that's what he does. Think about it. When do you ever hear about have you ever seen him outside of the football field? Have you ever seen him even on social media? Like,
yeah, he doesn't show up much.
The guy is just
I can't say that I have, actually.
Yeah, not right.
I'm telling you, all he does is take care of himself.
Yeah, I can't say that I have. That's actually a really good point.
The dude is the hardest worker, one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. So I'm not counting him out, right? But he's been banged up the last few years. And this is a guy that broke the record, the all-time single season reception record by Marvin Harrison. So he had 140-something catches in 1 year. It's ridiculous. So that type of production is insane. And I don't think you lose that overnight. But it is concerning that he's been gone. So I have the Saints there. And this is a team that can easily, too, move up as the season goes along and progresses, right? Like, you never know what happens in the division or around the NFL. Guys get hurt. It's a war of attrition. But that's where the Saints are right now. 21. Can you do something for me?
Don't say too many bars of that. We may have to pay Drake.
Okay.
Right.
That's all we got.
All right. Who would you guys like to put at 21? Then I'll tell you who I have at 21. My first edition of the Paper Route Power Ranking Edition.
I would put 21. I'd go Denver, probably.
Okay.
I'd say, it has to be either Denver or the Tennessee Titans. I feel like the Titans got to be coming up soon.
I feel like Titans would be higher. It would be, for me, Denver or New England.
Wow, y'all reading my notes. Well, kind of. You kind of close. The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Really?
I say the Patriots can be a little higher than this.
I have it actually the other way. I think the Titans can be higher than that.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans. Well, there's a lot of question marks around this team. They let some people go. They traded some people. They didn't do, they went and got a quarterback, moved up in the draft. But you got Ryan Tannehill is probably going to be your starting quarterback. But that coach, Vrabel and King Henry is the reason why this team is sitting here. And some people may say this is low for those legends. And I like Rand. I like the general manager for the Tennessee Titans. I just think that he knows what he's doing. And I believe in him. I don't think that he believes he's going to go out there and win a Super Bowl this year, but I think he believes he's going to be competitive. He's putting together a great roster. See, that's what we don't understand. Sometimes we don't see that. Sometimes we look at these teams and we look at sports and we're like, who are the superstars? And then there's general managers like Rand who slowly move up the ranks, find themselves as general managers. But the reason why they got there is because they were part of the reason why the San Francisco 49ers had so much success, because he's able to identify that guy that everybody else weren't able to identify, or be able to say, this guy we should pass on. So I believe that he can identify football players, and football players always give you a chance to win. So the Tennessee Titans I have at 21. And then at 20, and it's broke my heart to have them this low, because I truly believe that this team will become a contender.
The Denver Broncos.
Ashley, am I tripping here? They have them at 20?
No. I personally had them around that spot. I had them at 20.
Yeah.
Can you see this team turn into a contender?
No.
You can't. Coach Payton?
No. I just don't know if I believe in this version of Russell Wilson. I still believe in him to win games. I still believe in him to be efficient. I don't believe in either of those things enough for him to win a Super Bowl. If that makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Ashley doesn't believe in the Broncos. I believe in the Broncos. Corey, you have anything you want to add to this?
I think we're looking at a Broncos team that's going to have a good season offensively. We know what they can do on the defensive side of the ball. They were one of the top defenses last year. But if Russell Wilson and Sean Payton can put together an offense that's conducive to what Russell Wilson can do, they have the receivers, they have the tight ends, and they just added to the offensive line. We're looking at an offense that could be pretty explosive, if you ask me. Jerry Jeudy.
What about their defense?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Their defense, they got Patrick Surtain at corner, and then they got, I forget some of the other DBs that they have. Their front seven is always going to be solid, right? But and especially under Sean Payton. So I think right where they are right now is good, and like you said, Brendan, I think they can only go up. Honestly, the Broncos.
So you talked about the defense. Thank you so much. It's very common. Sorry, I can't. It's hard for me to be so creative talking about football. Football is about fundamentals, right? I said it. Starting in the trenches. Can we protect the quarterback? Can we get to the quarterback? Can we run the ball? Can we stop the run? Right? Quarterback. Can we eliminate the mistakes? Are we going to make the right decisions? Defense. Can we play sound football there, be in our technique, and do our job? It's really simple. So when you look at this team, defensively, they was only giving up. Can you fact check this for me? Was it 13 points or 16 points a game? I think it was trending towards 16 points a game. They were out there. Everybody in Bronco country was like, please, just score 2 touchdowns. I think that's what it was. So it was probably not 16. It's like, just score 2 touchdowns, and we have a chance to win the game. And they couldn't do that. Right? This defense is really special. Offensively, they had their entire front just depleted and injured. So now they go add guys like Ben Powers, and you got MM come in, right? I say MM because I don't know how to say his name. Ashley is Mike McGlinchey.
Mike McGlinchey, yeah.
They're high on him. They added him as a tackle this offseason, right? Jerry Jeudy is going to come back. I think that he's going to have a breakout year. Cortland Sutton is coming back. And then you have your big guy, Tim, out there who's coming back as well, who tore his ACL, who was in training camp. And that was Russell Wilson's probably favorite target, right? And then you add Sean Payton. I don't know. Would you consider Sean Payton a Hall of Fame coach?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Depending on how he finished.
Yeah. Yes and no.
Okay. All right. Well, you got a nice little infrastructure there.
Yeah. Definitely a nice infrastructure.
They added Frank Clark too this offseason.
I don't know. Like I said, it's the Russell Wilson question mark for me.
All right, we'll see. So right now, paper route, NFL power rankings. Go ahead, Woo.
You were asking how much the opponents score against Denver?
Yes.
It's actually higher than what they score. It's 21.1, and apparently they score about 16.9 per game. Yeah, that was just for 2022.
Okay, so I was off a little bit. All right. I feel like halfway through the year, they probably was sitting there. The defense got pissed off the last 4 weeks and said, F this. Forget this. Why we playing so hard?
Exactly.
I remember the moment defensive lineman get in Russell Wilson's face. I was like, that's when you knew it was over. When that stuff started happening on the sideline, it's over. Yeah, okay, so for you guys that's tuning in to Paper Route, thank you so much. This is Brandon Marshall, Ashley Nicole Moss, Corey in the cut, Woo out west, BC in the back, Mander Legend, and so many other people. Thank you guys in the chat for rocking with us. And also, telling me that some of my my slots is way off, it's okay. These are just projections. And I promise you, when the season happens, you guys will be like, damn, Brandon was right. Brandon was right. So for you guys that's tuning in now, very mellow show today. We're taking our time. We're laying the foundation for this NFL season, and then we're going to go. But at 32, we have AZ. Are you guys writing this down?
We are, yeah.
And then at 31, we got the Texans. 30, we got the Panthers. 29, we got the Raiders. And then 28, we got the Rams. 27, you have the Colts. The Packers at 26. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 25. The Washington Commanders, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy on this pick. You got the Commanders at 24. The Falcons at 23. They looked at me like I was crazy there. The Saints at 22. The Tennessee Titans at 21. The Broncos at 20. And the New England Patriots at 19. Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick. You going? Why are you looking like that?
I had them lower. I had Chicago there, but we can.
You might be mad at where I got Chicago.
Oh my God, he gonna have him like top 10, huh?
Bias.
Where I got Chicago at. It's not biased. I don't really like. I got beef with.
I know, but you like the city of Chicago. You like the fans of Chicago. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's semi. I'm not talking ownership. I know you like the fans. You love the city. Like.
Yeah, I just don't. And I love my time there. Look, my last year there, we imploded. We had high hopes. They paid me. They paid Jay Cutler. Mm-hmm. We had Alshon Jeffrey. Entering his prime, paid Martellus Bennett, Bush Rod, Kyle Long. Like, we had everything we needed. We shift kind of like focus from like being the monsters of the Midway, what we're known for as defense, Brian Urlacher, Peanut Tillman, Lance Briggs, all those guys. And they said, yo, we're going to give it to y'all. Y'all go lead the way. Me and Jay Cutler had beef because like I wanted to win the Super Bowl. And Jay's approach was a little different. Like, I'm sure he wanted to win, but it was like, was he putting in everything to go get that done? And I would say in retrospect, there was a couple moments where I probably shouldn't have called him out publicly. It was like in practice. Mm-hmm. It's like he look at me, throw the ball in the dirt. And I'm like, nigga, excuse me. I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, bro, I'm the all-pro. I made, how many Pro Bowls you made? How many Pro Bowls I made? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like this thing, and I always feel like the quarterback is always here. Mm-hmm. So I'm always going to respect your position. You know what I'm saying? But it just got to a point where we got drafted together in 2006, right? And it's like, okay, when is enough? When are we going to go? And, like, stop treating me like this little boy. Mm-hmm. So, like, he'll throw the ball in the dirt, and I'm like, ah. Then it got to a point, I'm like, no, I'm him. Like, I start walking around with this confidence, like, yo, bro, don't throw the ball in the dirt. If don't waste my time. I'll go sit on the sideline. So, like, I had moments like that, and I probably should have did that a little quiet. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then everything imploded. And then the McCaskies had a decision to make. And, of course, they're always going to take their quarterback. They did that. And I'm not saying that pick me or him. It's just like, yo, like, I'm giving it my all. Mm-hmm. I got 1,500 yards. I'm giving you 14 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I'm leading the way. And then you got dudes that's just like half-assing it. Mm-hmm. I'm not the problem, right? So, but I became the problem with some of my little outbursts. You can't do that.
We live and we learn, Brandon Marshall. We live and we learn.
So anyways, the Chicago Bears have not yet been introduced to the paper route power rankings. But you do have the Patriots at 19. Actually feel like there should be somebody else here. I think you said you had the Chicago Bears here. That's why I went on this tangent, on this rant. Mm-hmm. But the Patriots.
Yeah, first AFC East appearance in the rankings.
There you go. Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's the first AFC East team. So clearly AFC East is looking strong this year, huh?
How am I here, Corey? Mm-hmm. Keep me honest. Mm-hmm. Is this a good place to have the Patriots?
I think so. Honestly, let me look at my rankings. I think I had the Patriots a little lower, I think. Let me see.
Where did you have the Patriots?
No, honestly, I had them. Where were we at? 8? Well, I'm at 19. I actually had them at 17. I take that back. I actually had them a little higher. So, I mean, I'm with it.
You know who I have at 17?
Who? Well, let's keep it a secret, huh?
No, I'm going to say it right now. Detroit Lions at 17. Really? We're going to bite off their kneecaps. We're going to bang them in the shin.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. No, I like the Lions, too. I had them like around that same number.
Who do I have at 18? Who do you have at 18, Ashley? Who do you have at 18, Corey?
Who you got?
I had the Packers.
Ashley,
That's really high.
you had them that high?
18 is high?
Very
Yeah,
high.
what? The Packers? No Aaron Rodgers?
And all the young
mean,
receivers.
Brian
around
Gutekunst
them?
as your general manager?
Yeah, but think about it. Think about the. I'm thinking in terms of also like, I don't think they're gonna have that tough of a time. Let's look at that division, right? You have the Vikings.
I see what you're
They're
saying
really
with
good.
that.
Vikings are gonna be number one.
Defense is trash, but
Who else is in that division?
Chicago
It's
Bears.
Chicago.
Lions.
I only have them a step above Chicago. I think it's gonna go back and forth. I don't think Chicago's tiers ahead of them. I don't think Green Bay is gonna be horrendous. And then also you have what, Detroit?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
They were
went
strong.
I have literally Detroit,
Hottest team second half of the year.
I have
last year.
literally Detroit, Green Bay, and Chicago all in the same back to back to
All
back.
back to back. Yeah.
Like I don't think it's that much separating those three teams.
So in your power ranking, you have all of them like back to back to back. to
Right.
back.
In mine, it was Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit.
That's all in like what, like 18 to 19,
18.
17 to 19?
It was 19, 18, 17.
Interesting.
Interesting, Ashley. Let's
Okay.
save that sound bite and let's come back to that when the season takes off. What are you about to say, Corey?
I was going to say 18. My 18th pick was the Cleveland Browns.
Wow, that's disrespectful.
You think so? I think they're a middle of the
Mine
pack
actually,
team.
I'm sorry, I got it backwards. The Packers were 19, Chicago's 18,
Okay.
Detroit 17.
Well, you guys know who I got at 18?
Who you
Mr. Steady Hand. That's where he's at right now. He's great, but it's just like been here. Can't figure it out. Can't get that offensive line right. Can't get that offense ticking. They can, maybe, with Kenny Pickett.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
There you
okay.
go.
Yeah.
I have the Pittsburgh
I got them
Steelers sitting
coming
here
up
at
soon.
18.
I had them at 16.
A little too high.
Really?
Even 18 might be too high. It's just Mike Tomlin. He just
Mike
has some magic.
Tomlin. Mike Tomlin. Like,
They got a rough division.
Outside
I
of
like
the quarterback
Kenny
and wide
Pickett, though.
receiver, outside of the quarterback and wide receiver, well, you got Watt brother sitting out there. He's a monster.
TJ?
Yeah,
You got
he's a
T.J.
dog.
Watt.
He's
You
a
got
dog.
Kenny Pickett and what's the young receiver's name?
George Pickens.
George Pickens. I like him a lot. He's a dog.
Receiver
how do you
coach
think
just
that it's
recently
too
said
high?
Last year was a failure.
That's all they got,
I
Did you hear that though, Brandon?
huh?
The receiver coach, he said last year was a failure. It was the receiver coach speaking, so he said it was a failure on his part and a failure on Pickens' part. Do you feel his rookie season was a failure?
No, I just think the organization's philosophy needs to change. I don't think that's I can't say that because you have the Santonio Holmes and you had Antonio Bryant, but you had Big Ben there. But since the dip in Big Ben's play and now he's gone, Antonio Brown's no longer there. It's like they went back to the old mindset. We're going to win on defense and run the ball, but you can't really do that if you don't have an offensive line. So I think there needs to be a shift in mindset there. And he came along second half of the season, made some huge plays.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a failure. I just think they're just trying to figure out. Even the quarterback didn't start, right?
Yeah, he
so
had
when
multiple
you're in that
quarterbacks, you're right.
situation, it's going to be a little rocky across the board on the offensive side. So I don't think it was a failure.
52 catches, 801 yards, 4 touchdowns. It's not horrible.
That's
right?
great.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's
what
great.
What were your rookie stats? Do you remember your rookie stats?
Like 20-something catches,
Oh,
300-something yards.
Oh, they kind of eased you in. It wasn't.
But then year 2 hit.
Then it said,
There we
boom,
go.
shakalaka
There
laka.
you go.
Year 2 hit. Well, you got my stats?
I got them right here.
Yeah.
Year 1, you had 20 receptions for 309.
How many touchdowns?
2.
Oh, at least you scored.
Year 2, 102, 1,325 yards, 7 TDs.
We took off.
How many? I ain't know how to score touchdowns until I left Miami. I didn't even know that was. I was just like, everybody in the media was talking about me scoring touchdowns, and I was like, okay, that's what y'all want. After that, it was just like science and down there. That year, my second year, they always say you have to wait a year from a Pro Bowl standpoint. This is back in the day. So my second year, like, crushed a lot of guys, but they put Ocho in the Pro Bowl instead of me.
I see what you're saying about waiting.
But I had 1,300 yards. Can you look at that year and see how many yards Ocho had?
I got you. Give me a second here.
You're saying like the politics of playing if you have like that big spurt, like you saying.
Your first year, your
Yeah.
first breakout year back in the day, it's changed now because guys don't want to go to a Pro Bowl. So like, you have these alternates, that will get in. Like you could be fourth, fifth as an alternate and get in now. Back in the day, if you were one, you were lucky to get in because guys were going.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that makes sense.
You were talking about the 2007 season, right?
Yes.
So Chad had 93 receptions, 1,440 yards,
never
8
mind.
TDs.
That was a good season.
So a little bit better.
That was a good season.
Really?
What was,
2007? Really?
Yeah, 1,440 yards.
Oh shit.
Jeez.
Sorry, Ocho.
Right.
What year did you score the most touchdowns?
I think it was I think the year I scored the most touchdowns was playing for the Jets.
Yes,
I had 14 that year.
14.
Yeah.
2015.
Okay.
You know what you also did in 2015?
Mm-mm.
Scored the longest touchdown of your career, 69 yards.
No.
Using your
That was
head.
the longest. I felt like I had like a 70.
No,
something
75.
Yeah.
2009 in Denver.
Like he was a Denver
Yeah,
Bronco? Or was
Yeah, he was a Denver Bronco.
Okay.
What was it?
That was my rookie
75
year.
in 2009.
75?
Oh,
okay.
2009.
And 71 in 2006.
JP, you set me up with that one. I thought it was.
That's funny. So you had 270 yards. That's all right.
That's not bad.
I don't even know. What are we talking about? I thought we were doing power rankings.
We are doing power
I'm talking
rankings.
about myself.
We just shifted gears a little bit. Where are we now?
What we were doing, we were comparing George Pickens' rookie year.
Oh,
your rookie
okay.
year.
Oh, there we go.
We get back to our
That's
power
all we talking
rankings.
about me.
Brandon Marshall, Ashley Nicole Moss, Corey in the cut, Woo Out West, BC in the back, Mander Legend. And we have a team all across the country. You got JP in California, Reno. Is it Reno?
No, it's not Reno.
That's like it's Nevada. Ain't no Nevada.
But anyways, Pittsburgh at 18. I already told you guys about the Detroit Lions at 17.
You did.
Interesting team. Ashley, this team could potentially see themselves in the top 10 halfway through the year. They were the hottest team last year, second half. It was them and the Jaguars. Can they build off of that? Can they take this momentum into the offseason? Did they take that momentum into the offseason? Are they going to take that into camp? Is this going to thrust them into a phenomenal start come September, second week of September when we launch the NFL season? I don't know, but it's a team that we should be paying attention to.
Seattle?
No, that was Detroit.
Oh.
Sorry, Detroit.
But yeah, we
now
also-
I'm going to 16. Stop reading my notes. I don't
sorry.
know how
I
you
was
see my
saying, we
notes,
still
I
on
can't see
Detroit.
him.
I
I didn't know we were on.
Detroit.
I thought we were foreshadowing the next one.
which is right.
Seattle?
Seattle. That's what I had. But go ahead. You have a final thought for Detroit?
Oh, I mean, kind
Go
of.
ahead.
I was just asking.
Gosh,
I was
Ashley.
like,
I'm a really
I was
good
like,
guesser.
guys, maybe put your GM caps on. We always talk about that, right? Like, if you're the Lions, are you getting rid of? And you know, we always talk about running backs on the show. Would you have made that move that they made and getting rid of
Swift?
Yeah, Swift and then going with Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama in this year's draft?
They don't respect the running back position. Swift finds himself Philly at Devontae Smith's softball game. Thank you for telling me that was happening. Shout out to Ash.
I'm sorry
He
you
was
didn't
out
win.
there, quiet guy sitting next to me, and yeah, thank you. I didn't win. Sitting next to me, came in, and I said, "How does it feel?" And he just had the biggest smile on his face. They just don't respect the running back position in the NFL. And Corey, a lot of times we don't know like what's happening internally, right? So Dan Campbell, he was my tight ends coach when I played for the Dolphins. He played in the league for a very long time. He came up underneath Sean Payton as well. He was in New Orleans as a tight ends coach, and he actually had a stint with the Miami Dolphins as interim head coach. People loved him then. I say all that because I believe in Dan Campbell. And so if he let him go, then it's because he felt like it was what's best for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Or maybe Swift said, I don't want to be here. We don't know. But what I do believe in is Dan Campbell. I do believe that the Detroit Lions can be a team that build off of what they did last year, second half of the year, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough.
okay. All right, now we have the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks. They showed some promise last year.
Really good. Geno Smith. I think it comes down to Geno Smith. How good is Geno Smith?
I mean, he was rocking and rolling
He was.
last season. He surprised a lot of people. What they say they counted me out, but I ain't answer though. What was that line?
Yeah, that was it.
Something.
Y'all
that's what it
counted
is?
me out, but I ain't right back.
Oh, I ain't right
Y'all
back.
ripped me.
Y'all
Y'all
Roll
wrote
me off, but
Y'all
I ain't
wrote me
right
off.
back.
That's what it was, yeah.
There we go.
There it is. We
Yeah.
figured it out.
That's what it was.
So the Seattle Seahawks, Pete Carroll, not only Geno Smith, but Pete Carroll. You know, he trades Russell Wilson, and he's sitting there smiling. He's like, Geno Smith comes in and has a great outing. He was the most accurate quarterback, or one of three of the most accurate quarterbacks last year. I think their success is in the hands of Geno Smith, like how good they can be. I do believe they're a 500 team, but if defensively they can find themselves as a dominant defense again, they can get the running game going. You have DK Metcalf. You have Tyler Lockett, who I said is the most underrated receiver. They drafted a young receiver too,
Jackson and Jigba.
I think it comes down to Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith is locked in. I think Geno Smith sees the opportunity. He's a guy that's been through a lot, so the game is slowing down for him. He's much more mature.
For sure.
So
you speak to that maturity a lot when you tell the story of Geno Smith,
Yeah. So this is a team that can be scary. And look at their division, too. I mean, you just have the 49ers there, really, you're probably going to win that division, barring any major setbacks, any injuries like that. But the Rams don't scare you. The Cardinals have nothing, right? So this could be an interesting year in that division and for the Seattle Seahawks. Woo, you have something.
Yeah, I wanted to just kind of like point this out. He did win Comeback Player of the Year last year, but what surprised me was he actually got an MVP vote. Yeah. That's how good he came back. He had won, but it was an MVP vote.
Somebody voted for him.
I wanted to say that, but I couldn't recall. But I felt like, you know, for most of the year, he was like in that discussion, like very low though. You know, because Saquon Barkley was also in that conversation as well. But everybody knew those guys weren't going to get it. But that says a lot to Geno Smith. So when people write you guys off, don't freaking write back.
Don't write back.
I know that's right.
Yeah, last year Geno Smith had his best statistical year. I think with the receivers he got now, I mean, the receiving core only got better. He might have even a better year statistical-wise next season. We'll see.
Laying the foundation for this phenomenal NFL season. I said it last year, well, not last year, a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, that the NBA postseason was going to be the best postseason we've seen. Ashley, did the NBA live up to that?
I thought it was a good playoffs. I thought it was great. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this now. This NFL season is going to be action-packed. This NFL season, there's going to be a lot of parity, which means, can we get a search of the word parity, please? Can I get the definition of parity for all of those in the chat, for all those out there watching us? There's going to be a lot of parody.
An imitation of the style of a particular writer, artist, or genre.
Oh, that's not parody.
I got you.
Or produce a humorously exaggerated imitation.
Say it again.
Produce a humorously exaggerated imitation.
Well, that didn't work well for me.
I got you. The state or conditioning of being equal, especially regarding status or pay.
What did you just type?
He technically did look up the definition of parody.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, BC's clarifying. It was parody with ITY at the end.
Yeah,
I was
he spelled
typing
it
in
wrong.
ODY.
That's what
He
it
spelled
was.
the other
like a
parody.
TV show.
Like a parody. Gotcha. Yeah. No, parody.
I was about to say, God.
Parody.
He said, did I use the
All
right
right,
word?
so
Like,
hit
I've
that
been
again,
using that
Corey.
word real wrong.
Right. Hit that again. What does parody mean?
Yes, the state or conditioning of being equal.
All right, so what this means for me, how I'm going to use this is, you know, what are we going to see out of the Colts? What are we going to see out of the Jacksonville Jaguars? What are we going to see out of the Browns? What are we going to see out of the Broncos? Then you have the Falcons out there. I think there's going to be teams that pop up that shock us, and we're going to be pleasantly surprised at their success. So now, at 15, to continue this slow throttle, setting the foundation, paper route power rankings, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Who do you have at 15?
Let me pull up my little thingy.
I'm just playing. I
I'm like,
that
Oh.
that's another joke.
I have the New York
Minnesota.
Giants.
That's low. Dang,
You have
15?
Minnesota? Who do you have?
That's who I had actually at 15, Minnesota.
Oh, you guys are exchanging notes? Or you guys like
Simpatico. No, we're not
right.
exchanging notes. We're just up here.
Simpatico?
Means
Minnesota.
together, like
Okay.
on the same wavelength.
And yeah,
This was a weird
did
gesture.
you reveal
to,
your team?
to
Did you say
do that?
Yeah.
It's a weird gesture.
Her and Corey are
I don't know why I did that. I was just trying to like give him a visualization.
Handshakes.
That was
Handshakes.
weird. That was weird. I know that was weird. I'm sorry.
I have the New York Football
Oh, yeah,
Giants.
the Giants. You did say that.
I have the Giants sitting here at 15. I would have them actually higher because their defense, their coach, and Saquon Barkley. But
It's all up in the air right now, huh?
But I don't know what, like, if I'm Saquon Barkley, I'm pissed. Y'all played with me all off season, and you know he's in a terrible situation right now. The 17th have come and gone. You know, had to take what was out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not happy if I'm Saquon. If I had a happy Saquon, I'll have them higher. So I don't know what's going to happen inside this locker room. Then at 14.
Well, I'm gonna say I wanted to ask Wu if how he feels about his team at this position. What you think, Wu?
Me and BC, agree that this is way too low for us.
I like it.
Of course she does. Of course she does. But I am glad to be top 15. But I do think we're at least top 10.
Cut.
All right, please, guys, don't at me on this next one. I'm taking a shot here. You guys know I like gambling, but I like gamble within reason, right? Like I understand my budget, $20, $25. Okay. And then every once in a while when there's a big influx of cash, I'll do something big around tentpole events, right? Boom, big bet. Hit. Hot right now. So whatever I bet you guys need to follow, all right? This is a team that I think this is the team. There's always a team that just comes out of nowhere. This is the team. I'm telling you guys, they had a phenomenal offseason, free agency to draft. Chicago Bears sitting here for me at 14.
Okay.
They go out there. Their offseason started first, and this is like the McCaskies. They got it right. Went and got a phenomenal general manager. Okay? General manager comes in. He set the tempo. So they go out there. They draft a tackle, protect their quarterback, Justin Fields. You know, they go out there and let him do his thing, and look what he does last year. So now in this offseason, can they actually put together an offense that takes advantage of his skill set in the passing game? You go back to his whole Ohio State days. This is one player I kind of watched a little bit, you know, in college. You know, he was special. Make every throw on the field. The only knock on Justin Fields coming out, when I did my work, I played with Brian Hartline and a few guys that is in that coaching staff in that program in Ohio. It's like sometimes he's too smart. The dude's a hard worker. His football IQ is where it needs to be. Extremely smart. He's a leader. Like, I really like this guy. I didn't like the people that I had around him over the last 2 years. Dumb as hell. Quarterback can't do it by himself. So let's see what happens here. So I have the Chicago Bears at 14. Any pushback here, guys?
Well, you've been saying that they're a team that's going to really shock some people. So, you know, if you know, we're going to be consistent with what you've been saying for the past couple months, then yeah, 14 is pretty good.
There we go. Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota people are going to be mad at me. I think, what was their record last year, Wu? Can you look at their record? I have the Minnesota Vikings at 13.
13-3, I think.
13-3.
13-4.
13-4.
13-4.
Yeah, that's why you said something about the Minnesota Vikings. Like, why would you have them so low?
I didn't have them low.
Where do you have them?
I had Minnesota. It was for me Chicago, Detroit. Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit, and then I had Minnesota at 14.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right, so I have them at 13, so it's not far off. But
I had them at 15. So
you had them at 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all don't. Yeah. I mean, with that record and what they did last year, why don't we have them higher? Corey, why don't you have them higher?
Because the margin of victory and all of those victories that they had last year was within like a touchdown, right? Like all of their games were decided by a touchdown. So it's like they don't have me convinced yet.
Cardiac Cats defense was giving up 300-something yards a game. You know, we'll see what happens with the Minnesota Vikings at 12. I don't know if this is high because I do see some people putting this team right around, 11, 12, 13. The Cleveland Browns. Another team. We talk about parity, not purdy. Parity, woo. We talk about parity. You know, you added Deshaun Watson coming back in a more comfortable second year. You know, we forget about the receiver they have there. You got Coop over there. Coop is special. Yeah. Defensively. Who did they add at the defensive end? Who did they bring in to put him on the other side of Myles Garrett? Do we know?
Through draft? Because I don't think they did.
It wasn't draft.
I don't think through free agency they did.
It wasn't draft. Oh, no, they added Dalvin Tomlinson, defensive tackle, who's going to help him out a lot here.
Okay.
And they added double O as well on the edge. But defensively, I think they have a chance to be a good defense. I don't think they're going to be great, but they're going to be good. And I think that Deshaun is going to have that offense running efficient. Mm-hmm. Okay? So that's what I have at 12. Some people may look at me like I'm crazy and say they're too high. But I feel like they're positioned perfect.
Absolutely. That Elijah Moore addition is going to be huge.
Elijah Moore.
Too. Yeah, that's a huge addition for their offense.
Special.
Yep.
Jets didn't want him. Said he was trash.
Not trash.
Basically, I mean, how do you go as a receiver go three games in a row a couple times?
As good as he is, too.
With no targets.
Yeah, no targets.
Not crazy. No catches, Ashley. No targets.
Yeah. At the NFL level, disrespectful.
All right, here's one. All right, at 10. I want to hear y'all's first. No, we're not at 10. We're at 11.
11, yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars. This is where it got really tricky for me and hard. Like 9, 10, 11, 12. Like it got really tough. All right, so at 11, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think this team is another team when we talk about parity. It's another team that we should be paying attention to. Don't be surprised if they are sitting there with 12 wins, 13 wins. Don't be surprised at all. Yeah. At 10, I have the Buffalo Bills.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Buffalo Bills that low?
I had Miami.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I think both of those teams deserve to be a little higher.
So where do you have your – so who do you hold on. I can't jump ahead too much. Who do you have at 10?
Miami.
Who do you have at 10?
I had the Chargers at 10.
Chargers at 10. That's what I'm saying. It got really interesting.
Yeah. No, I had the Charger. We'll get there, but yeah, I had Miami at 10.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Can I ask where you have the Buffalo Bills?
Miami's only at 10 because of the question mark of Tua for me.
Really?
Where would you have him if Tua was healthy?
If Tua was healthy, they'd be closer in that 7, 6, 5. No, that
5, 4.
That 6,
4, 5,
that 7,
6.
6, 5 range would be there.
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Whatever. They would be closer to top 5.
Speaking.
Yeah.
Tua's question mark of health is why I have them top 10.
Okay. Where do you have the Bills?
The Bills? Y'all gonna be shocked. You revealed where the Bills are.
I didn't have the Bills. I didn't do my Bills one yet.
Where do you have the Dolphins? Your Dolphins.
I got the Dolphins at 6. But I got I believe it or not, I got the Bills above the Dolphins right now.
I
had Dolphins, Chargers, Bills.
This is where I could, hurt myself and shoot myself in the foot, because the Bills could easily be, like where you guys have them, and they could be 4, 5, 6, hell, even maybe even higher. Yeah. But I just think they have way too much going on.
Yeah,
they had too much going on this offseason, and you lost Brian Daboll, Coach Daboll, head coach of the Giants. Mm-hmm. Coach Daboll's not there. I think that was a big hit. Obviously, they did a year without him. That's a big hit to Josh Allen in this offense. I'm sorry, but not every play caller is created equal. And then you also lose this year Leslie Frazier, and he's a special coach. He should be a head coach. It's probably why he left, to put himself in position there, put more pressure on the Rooney Rule.
Actually, I lie. For me, it was Dolphins,
what number
Cowboys,
what number you started?
Chargers, 10.
Oh, at 10.
It was Dolphins at 10, Cowboys at 9, Chargers at 8.
Chargers at 8.
Yeah.
Ashley, you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Then I had that. Where'd you have them?
I have the Cowboys at 9 too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had Cowboys at 9.
That leads us right into our next one. Okay.
Yeah. Cowboys at 9. I was going to put them a little higher to manifest, but I didn't want to jinx myself. Originally, they were at 7. I knocked him down a spot just because we haven't gotten that other wide receiver that I would like. Mm-hmm. We didn't go after D-Hop. There's still time. Mm-hmm. I'm also a little bit concerned about Tony Pollard carrying all those loads. We haven't gotten a backup running back for him. I hope we bring Zeke back. I know Dalvin Cook's in the mix. So I had to knock him down from 7 where I originally had them, bring them to 9, and put the Chargers ahead of them. And then I had the Ravens at 7.
Why are you jumping so high?
Sorry, I just doing my order real quick. I was giving my rationale. I was giving my rationale. But yeah. So Dallas Cowboys at 9 for me.
And again, the Dallas Cowboys, Ashley, is this the year they get it done? We say this every year before you were even born. When were you born? What year?
I was born in 1993.
In 1993. In 89, is this the year they get back? Yeah. What was the last Super Bowl? It wasn't 88, was it? What was the last Super Bowl Dallas Cowboys?
Last Super Bowl was 1995.
For real?
No, 96. I'm sorry.
Can you look that up? Really?
You were born? 92, 93, 96.
You were born? When were you born?
Oh, no, I actually got 95. 92,
was it the 95,
95.
96 season, though?
Oh, excuse me.
I guess you could say that, but they say in 96 they lost the division.
That's the problem.
Well, the Super Bowl would have happened in 1996, didn't it?
I got 95 here.
So it's probably 94, 95.
See, that's the problem.
So then it's 92, 93, 95. Yes, it is 95 because we skipped 94. You're right. Correct.
There's a really good book out there. I feel like a lot of us should read it. It's called The Four Agreements. There's a new edition. They added a 5th agreement there. And they talk about like our belief system being formed from ages 0 to 3. Okay? And see, that's the problem with Ashley.
What?
So when she was just when she was in the most important years of her life from 0 to 3.
We won 2 Super Bowls.
They won 2 Super Bowls. So her household, her father, her mother, everybody, every day. Dallas Cowboys. And since then, they haven't won anything. So she has this belief system that the Dallas Cowboys are so good and they're going to get back to where they were. Greatness. But this organization hasn't been great since she was a baby. So now I understand why you're so passionate about the Dallas Cowboys, because in those infancy stages, in the most important phase of your life, all you heard was, we are great, Super Bowl champions.
I mean.
And you're holding on to that.
I'm going to push back, because how do you explain a Dolphin fan?
Damn, Corey, he came for you. Headshot.
Every year, they like a mini Cowboys.
You think they don't say that? The Dolphins fans are just fickle.
I feel like they
the worst
say
fan
every
base
year.
in history of sports.
And he was a Dolphin, so he could speak to it. But hey, I'm
Once
gonna wear my
upon a
jersey
time.
proudly. I'm always gonna be wearing my Dolphins jersey.
Let me do this. I'll say this. Like the hood took care of me when I played for the Dolphins. Like I'll pull up. Dudes, dreads, gold teeth, boom, yo, respect. But everybody else is like, they didn't even appreciate, we didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver for so long. For years, since Duper and Clayton. You can fact check that. I could be off, but check it out. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if Chris Chambers, Wes Welker, they had 1,000 yards. But it was like forever. It felt like forever. I come in, I give them 1,000 yards, and they're just ungrateful. Tell me they need to be cut. Paid them too much. They ran me out of town, Ashley. Okay? There you go. Now you got it. You pushed me to the brink. You want to know why I had so much beef with the Miami Dolphins? Because they ran me out of town.
Who brought him up? I didn't even say anything about the Dolphins.
I'm picking out on you, Ashley.
Look what
That's
you did.
crazy. He tried to headshot Corey, and he came for Brandon instead.
He struck 2 nerves. Look what you did, Will.
That's crazy.
My bad, y'all. And it is Mark Duper. And Brandon, you're actually top 25 in receiving for the Dolphins in all time.
I had 2 years.
I know, right? Just in 2 years.
But that's what I mean. They just that bad.
That's how bad they are.
Look, as a Dolphin player, you never felt like when you looked up into the stands, like, yo, our stadium is empty right now. Did you have years like that?
And hot.
Yeah. No, but did you have years like that? I feel like we always fill up the stadium, though, like even if we bad.
No, listen, I just thought, like, outside of, like you probably are a really good fan, right? But everybody else, like a lot of these fans, they're from New York, they're from Boston. Like everybody get their money and move down south, right? So like South Florida's a melting pot. And so you have these people that haven't really been here and they don't know what they cheering for and they just talk crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, You know, Rick Ross showed me love. The hood showed me love, right? The street showed me major love. But everybody else, it was just like they didn't even understand. They didn't get it. Like, that's why I said I felt like that was right, where they didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver in years. But the expectation was so high on me because I had 100 catches after 100 catches after 100 catches coming from Denver. Yeah. And I had 80-something catches and 1,000-something yards. I had some drop touchdowns. I will say that. Had a couple drop touchdowns. But I had freaking the robot throwing me the ball. You know who the robot is?
Chad Henne.
Chad Henne was my quarterback. Tyler Thigpen was my
quarterback. That's funny.
Great.
I will say that I've been to one Dolphins game in my entire life, and that's when the Dallas Cowboys came into town, and Romo was still our quarterback, Jason Witten. Oh, wow. And it rained, and the sun came out afterwards, so we were wet and then dry, which was annoying. You were like in that weird middle where you're not quite dry, but you're not quite wet.
Right.
But I will say, I was disturbed by that song that you guys have.
Miami Dolphins.
Oh my God. It was like a weird cult song. I was like, please stop singing this.
I don't even know that song.
You don't know the Miami Dolphins song? And they played it
song,
throughout the entire game, and it's the creepiest song I have ever heard. Like, it's up there with Fly Eagles Fly for me. At least
like
Fly Eagles Fly is annoying because I'm a Cowboys fan. But the Miami Dolphins song is so creepy.
Yeah,
like,
if you heard it a lot, that means we was running it up on you.
We definitely beat y'all that game. Good try.
Okay.
I guess you were trying to do it to like push stamina or something. But it's the creepiest song I have ever heard in my life. Like, it is bad. Please stop doing that.
How many years ago was that? When was that?
Oh, wow. It had to be 20...
Was I on that team?
No, you weren't there. 2018, maybe.
Because I was wondering,
Tony Romo wasn't on it. Wasn't playing.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, this is.
I probably was playing.
You were probably playing then.
Yeah,
what year was it? Were you in high school? Or you in college?
I was. Oh my God. I was in college.
So what years were you in college?
I graduated. I was from 2011 to 2015. I was in college.
So I was on the team 2011 to 2012.
Oh, so then maybe you were there. Let me look up when they played each other.
Because I played the Cowboys in Miami.
Let me look.
Yo, as a Dolphin, don't you wish that like the stadium was constructed how it is now? Like, because they get a lot of shade on the field.
Yeah.
2017.
And the Dolphins sideline gets mad.
Tony Romo was the quarterback? No.
Romo was the quarterback.
Tony Romo played in 2017? I feel like Tony Romo been retired for 20 years.
No, it was his first week back, actually. It was the first week that Romo came back. And it was the Dolphins. Let me go ahead and... Oh, no. Maybe it was 2015. I was a senior in college.
Okay.
Yeah, 2015. So you weren't there.
Not yet.
Yeah, I do like the stadium, the way it's constructed now, Corey. Good stadium, bad stadium. The organization was bad. Now, we're talking about the Dolphins. They find themselves in a good position. Mm-hmm. Talking about the Miami Dolphins, I have the Miami Dolphins at 8, Corey.
8, Miami Dolphins.
You know, Ash, I have them at 8. You have them where?
I had them at 10 because of Tua's health.
And Corey, you have them at 1?
That's
what my Dolphins
I had the Dolphins at 6.
He would have enough.
You have them at 6? Listen,
6, so not far off.
Ashley's right. It all comes down to Tua's health.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me.
Jalen Ramsey. What type of Jalen Ramsey going to get? If this dude comes in and be that all-pro, problems. And you got X on the other side. You got, what's his name, Waddle. You got the Cheetah.
The Cheetah.
And then you got the Jet. Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, chosen.
That's a
problem.
Chosen.
Do they get Dalvin Cook
now?
Yo, if we
Do they get Dalvin Cook?
Yo, they got Dalvin Cook. That might be a squad.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook and it's over.
The only problem
Here we go.
is they got the Jets in that division. And then you got you still got the Bills. I have them ahead of the Bills right now, but the Bills are still going to be the Bills. Like, they're going to be competitive now. I just don't think the Bills is going to dethrone the Cincinnati Bengals, dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs, dethrone the Jets.
That's fair.
So that's where I have the Dolphins
two
at
in the
8.
Division. Sounds like a playoff berth to me.
It's interesting. Robbie Anderson's looking good. They say I talked
Chosen.
to Waddle. Chosen, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I respect
Chosen.
I talked to Waddle at the softball tournament game. Thank you, Ashley, for getting my invite there.
You're welcome.
And telling me it was happening. And I said, Waddle, who was our pitcher, I said, how's Robbie looking? He said, man, he looking real good, bro.
Yeah.
Real good. He said, everybody know him for taking the top off and going deep, but the dude is running the whole route. He is special. So got the Dolphins. They look like we wanted to jump in there, but not. Number 7, we got the Chargers. Chargers are going to be interesting. I think this is way too high for the Chargers. They haven't shown me nothing. But Justin Herbert needs to push himself into the conversation as the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Okay. He's that good. He's that talented.
He is.
Right? Now, is it going to happen realistically? Probably not, because you got Patrick Mahomes. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is giving up to anybody. But Justin Herbert is special. Ashley Nicole Moss. And
I like
you got
him.
Bosa. And you got what's his name on the other side, the defensive end. So
yeah, I know you're talking
from
about.
down here. Come on.
From the Bears.
Come on.
What's his name?
How we not know?
I know, what's his name?
From the Bears. Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack.
Yes.
Them two?
The Mack attack.
Bosa wasn't healthy last year.
Yeah, he wasn't.
This is gonna be a good test.
Right.
This year.
No, the Chargers defense has a lot of potential. I mean, they could be dominant. Yeah.
Ravens at 6. Got the Ravens sitting here.
Ooh.
All right. Might be a little high for a lot of people. I think most people have the Ravens at 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 12. Where do you have the Ravens?
I actually have the Ravens at number 7.
You have the Ravens where?
I got them at 5.
Wow.
So I feel like we're always like 3 teams away from each other.
Hey, listen, the only hole, there's the biggest weakness for the Ravens, and we've never really said this in the history of the Ravens, really. Is the defense.
No, you're not lying.
Right?
Okay.
Like, you lose Calais Campbell. You don't have your corners, they were unhealthy last year anyways, but like if they have a decent defense, I think Lamar Jackson, healthy OBJ, is going to light it up.
How long do you think it takes OBJ to...
Right away.
Right away?
Right away. Okay. He contributes right away. Week 1. Yeah. Week 1, OBJ has 10 catches for 117 yards.
Whoa, you said week 1?
Week 1.
I would love to see that.
I ain't going to give him 150 because his legs, I don't think his legs, like, it's tough out there when you, like, you got to, it's hard to explain. It's like you're in shape, but that first week, it's like there's so much adrenaline, there's so much going on that you can't go like, it's hard to go 70 plays or 60-something plays just all the way out. It usually takes until like October to hit that mid-season form. So, like, you might see OBJ catch a slant and really not, separate himself. So I have him for 10 catches, 117 yards. Is that what I said? And 2 touchdowns.
I'm writing it down, so make sure you don't.
Write it down. Take a picture. Finish the line.
10 catches.
All right,
how many
guys.
yards?
Final stretch. We have 12 minutes left, and we have 6 teams that we have to get into. 12 minutes left.
Okay.
6 teams. And down, set, height, go.
Jets. 5.
Wow,
No,
New
you
York
skipped
Jets.
6.
Oh.
No, 6
No,
was the
6 was the Ravens.
Oh, I thought 7 was my Ravens. Okay, never mind.
Let's do like a 2-minute drill for each team.
2-minute drill, baby. 2-minute drill.
You got the clock? Can you flip it around?
I'll do the clock right now on my phone.
All right,
Hold on. Let me pull it up.
Do the clock.
All right. Here we go. 2 minutes on the clock for number 5 starts now.
So at the 5 position in the paper route power rankings, the first edition of the power rankings from the I Am Athlete family, I have the Jets.
New York Jets.
My case is this, Ashley Nicole Moss.
Interesting.
Defensively, there's no weakness. Offensively, there's no weakness. Because you have one of the greatest players to ever play the game now leading your team.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers. The Jets got it done. They're no longer the laughing stock of the NFL. They're no longer at the bottom of the barrel. They're no longer the circus in New York, which Ashley's going to correct me and say they're in Jersey. They're no longer there, Ashley. So I have the Jets at 5. And don't be surprised after week 4, they're sitting there at 2 and then 1.
I had the Buffalo Bills at 5. I think although Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen are going through a little bit of a couple spat, I think they'll figure it out in time. Don't think Stephon Diggs is going to get moved. I think that Josh Allen and him will get right back on a good path. I think you're going to have a healthy Von Miller. Hopefully he stays healthy the whole season. I do think that, and also they were able to retain their safety, Jordan Poyer, which I think makes a big deal. They did lose Edmonds, which is a big deal for their defense, but like I said, they were able to hold on to Poyer. So I think they're in a good position to make some noise once again, and hopefully they can cross the finish line. Corey, you have 20 seconds.
Because who are we talking about? We're talking about the Jets.
What was your number 5?
We're talking
Five.
about
Remember five was it was the Baltimore Ravens, but we had them at our 6.
Well, go ahead. Tell us real quick. Give us your little feedback on the Baltimore Ravens. Why do you have them at 5? You got 10 seconds.
I mean, yeah, because it's the weapons that they've been able to put around Lamar Jackson, Odell Beckham, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. That's all they need.
Boom.
You did not get us into the red zone in time, Corey. Maybe next time. Maybe for number 4, we'll get a touchdown.
All right, let's go to the next one. We
Number
got 2
4,
minutes.
guys. Who do you have? And go.
Okay, so for me, I have a team sitting here that on most people's list will be at 3.
Ooh.
But I think they're stronger. They're not as strong as my 3 team at the quarterback position. The San Francisco 49ers.
Interesting.
I have at 4. Now, this is a team that is strong on the defensive side. The best front 7 in all of football. And then on the offensive side, we talk about gurus. We talk about mad scientists. You got Coach Shanahan, the guy that was the reason why I got drafted. He's sitting there, and he just plugs and play. He's special. What is he going to do with Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy is on track to get back. So I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers at 4. I'm trying to be respectful and leave you guys enough time.
I actually am not going to need that much time because I also have the San Francisco 49ers at number 4. So, Corey, you have a minute on the clock and go.
Listen, I had the Cowboys, Dolphins, Ravens, and Bills all above the 49ers. I actually had the 49ers at 8 because I'm not convinced of the quarterback position. And I think that's very important. We know how important the quarterback position is.
Even though they have a plug a quarterback system, pick a quarterback, any quarterback, plug them in, and we'll make it work.
We saw what happens, when they're playing top-notch competition in the Eagles, right? Like their team, it's not enough to make it to where they want to make it to.
Brock Purdy did get hurt though.
He did. That's what I'm saying. But he's a question mark right now. So is Trey Lance.
Okay, I guess we got to respect
We got 30 seconds. You can rebuttal, Brandon Marshall.
Buffalo Bills are my 14.
Well, listen, I think that's disrespectful to a San Francisco 49ers team that finds a way to be not only competitive but elite every single year for the most part. They've done it with Garoppolo. Brock Purdy came in, and it's not a one-hit wonder. And you can look at the eyes, Ashley. When he threw his first touchdown, this dude did this thing right here. I said, oh, they got their quarterback. It's the swagger, the flair, the way he operates. The guy he's special. And then, the offense, you got to
And time. Moving on to number 3.
You got to say 5 seconds left, something.
All right, I got you. Moving on to number 3, and
you go.
No, this is where it gets.
Want me to go? Okay.
Yep.
And go. I'm going to make it short and sweet. I got Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow. Now, yes, they did lose 2 safeties, but they were able to get one back. Also, I like the little cornerback that they have. Pretty solid. DJ Turner. He allowed a catch on just 46% of passes thrown into his coverage. And forced 14 incompletions in 2022. I think Joe Burrow is going to continue to rise. I think his time is coming, and it's coming soon. I got number 3. I got the Cincinnati Bengals making some noise.
Yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals are also number 3 on my Paper Route Power Ranking, first edition, inaugural episode of the Power Rankings. But this was tough for me. I spent about 30 seconds trying to figure out if I really wanted to put them at number 2. But then I looked at it and I said I will lose all credibility from the football world because the Philadelphia Eagles are that good, right? And they're bringing back damn near everybody. And some would say they even got better because you had the whole NFL world pissed off at the Eagles for having another great draft. Like, how do you get mad at a team for
doing their job?
So I have the Cincinnati Bengals at 3, but I won't be surprised if they find themselves having a legendary year. Corey, how much time?
Corey, you have 30 seconds on the clock.
Well, it's easy because I'm going to agree with you guys. I got the Cincinnati Bengals at number 3. They're tired of falling short.
Is that the first tie?
Huh?
Is that the first tie between all 3?
It might be.
Might be. We all have the Bengals.
Yeah. Nah, but they're tired of falling short, and I think this is the year that they might knock off the Chiefs.
Okay.
And we have a touchdown, folks. 2-minute drill with 15 seconds left to spare. We are moving to number 2. And it's going to pain. I'll kick this one off because I don't have much to say because it's going to pain me. And start. Number 2, I unfortunately have the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that they're going to pick up right where they left off. They drafted exceptionally well. So well, as Brandon Marshall mentioned. Other teams were mad at the GM for doing exactly what a GM is supposed to do, and that is make their team better. Also, I think the fact that they brought back majority of their entire team is going to work in their favor because nothing helps you win quite like continuity and chemistry. So it pains me to say that the Philadelphia Eagles are number 2 in my power rankings. Brandon, go ahead.
I like that. There's not much I can add after that, but I will say, and I'll always say this about the Philadelphia Eagles, you know, I said it in the show, football is not that hard. Where these coaches get it wrong and some players, some general managers, some owners, they make it too complex and they try to make it this robust thing, right? This team knows how to protect their quarterback. They know how to run a football, right? And they're very simple in their passing game. KISS technique. We learned that.
Keep it simple, stupid.
There you go. Keep it simple, stupid. So with that being said, it's like it's so easy for them because if you want to stop the run, they can crush you through the air, and vice versa. And defensively, they just continue to add more depth and more depth and more depth. Depth only matters in football, Ashley Nicole Moss. That's it. In basketball, if you have a KD and if you have a Devin Booker, that's all you need.
Got it. Corey?
Yeah,
25 seconds.
Nah, number 2, I got the Eagles, man. I mean, this defense, I think we're going to see a dominant defense from the Eagles this year. I'm almost looking more forward to watching the defense play than the offense. We got the Philadelphia Bulldogs that we'll be watching, at least in that front 7. So,
right. They added Jalen Carter.
Yeah, they got so many dudes in that front 7 right now. Yeah, Jordan Davis. They got Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham,
and
Jalen Carter. Come on.
2.
Like, it's
1. We got another tie. We're up 14-0, folks. All right, listen, we have 4 minutes left. 2-minute drill, and we still have to close out the show. So here we go. Brandon, you kick things off. And go.
So obviously we all have the Kansas City Chiefs sitting at 1 rightfully. So my question for the panel is this. Who dethrones the Kansas City Chiefs, Ashley and Corey, starting with Ashley, this year, if anybody?
No one.
Back to back?
I think they're doing it again.
Joe Burrow.
Really?
I think Joe Burrow's going to get close, but I think he's going to fall short one more time.
Wow. Why do you
and
have
I think the next time is his time.
Why do you have them back to back?
I just think that the team hasn't gotten worse. It hasn't gotten drastically better.
Right.
But it's stayed the same, which is sometimes all you need. And you have Patrick Mahomes. I think if any team can two-peat, it's the Kansas City Chiefs.
I think there's an argument that they've gotten much better because Patrick Mahomes, right? He's at that age where you know that the game really slows down, that experience kicks in, and then also that competitive nature where he's like, can I go get in that conversation of Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, Tom Brady?
As an individual,
yes,
but I'm looking as an overall team. Have they gotten drastically better?
Yeah.
No, but they also haven't gotten worse.
But that mindset and that individual
Absolutely.
approach at that quarterback position trickles down through the whole team, which makes the whole team better.
Absolutely. Corey, 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I got you. No, I think you're asking who's going to dethrone them, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the Bengals.
Ooh, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah. No, because look, I think Wu made the point earlier, right, that Joe Burrow got hit a lot. And what did they do? They added Orlando Brown. They took him actually from the Chiefs. Now he's on the Bengals. I mean, that's all that was needed. That's all that was needed. And they even enhanced their wide receiver core. I don't know if you guys know of a guy by the name of Charlie Jones. He's out of Purdue. We talking about a Cooper Kupp Jr. on our hands.
Right.
And he might be their number 4 option at receiver. So I think the Bengals gonna be able to do it.
And that's time.
Is it?
Listen, 32 teams. Power rankings 2023 NFL season. We're gonna close things out, but before we do, Brandon.
Yeah, I didn't pick my team.
You
the
might
team
pull
that
that
is
up.
going to dethrone The Chiefs. Don't make that face.
This is where I close my iPad.
The Jets. Aaron Rodgers. You got Coach Salah. You got that defense, Sauce Gardner. Put a lot of sauce on this team.
Too much sauce.
Yeah, sauce all the way to Las Vegas. So the Jets is a team that will dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, folks, you heard it here. Make sure you click this, save this, bookmark this, screen record this, and make sure you're back right here with us tomorrow because we'll be here tomorrow. Happy Juneteenth. Hope you all had an amazing Father's Day weekend. This has been Paper Route. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Ciao.